so it's like, she shows me on the calc 250. So 250 pesos. Okay. She's like, 4 hours. And I'm like, and then it's like, oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. They charge for 4 hours. Do I need to explain why they charge for 4 hours?
Arie Huggerbrug, also known as Safari Arie, started in St. John's, Newfoundland on November 12, 2019. His mission? To bike the road less traveled. Today is just one pedal closer to the tip of Argentina.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon McCaskill. Welcome to the Safari Arie Road Show. We got Arie here with us. We just check in on him every now and then to see how he's doing and where he's at. Arie, how's it going, brother?
I'm actually completely 100% exhausted. I really am. Yeah, and it's funny because I just had like practically 2 weeks off, and I've basically been on the road, back on the road. I guess this is the 5th day.
Yeah.
And I'm wiped. I am wiped. And I'm not really sure what happened or whatever. But anyways, so I think it's probably been because we did a road show when I was in Creel.
Yeah.
And so that was probably just a little bit over 2 weeks ago, I think. So I'm currently in Chihuahua, like the dog, Chihuahua.
Nice.
Yeah, Chihuahua. And today is Monday, and I left Creel on Thursday late afternoon. So I was in Creel for about 2 weeks learning how to make jewelry, which was a very interesting experience. And I even actually was able to set up my little table for one day before I left. Mm-hmm. I made 200 pesos in sales. So that was 2 items. Nice. I sold a ring and a pendant, which represents about $10 US.
Nice.
The conversion to pesos to US dollars is $10 US. So I don't know if that's supposed to be encouraging or not. Anyways, so yeah, what's that?
I say, yeah, it's your first sale. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so I left Creel on Thursday. Yeah. And I'm not even really sure where to start even. Like one thing I did, it's like I'm like 22,000 kilometers. Yeah. So I should know this stuff better, but I packed way too much stuff from Creel, like way too much. And my bike is just way too heavy. I've got to completely reconfigure everything. My host, Louise, his son, Israel, his son and his 2 daughters live in Chihuahua. So some of the stuff some of the tools, I got to return it to. I'm just going to give it to his son. But anyway, so mileage-wise, I only did about 250 kilometers. That's from Creel to Chihuahua. And it's actually quite hilly. The first couple of days was just,
you just went in and out there, the internet.
Anyways, I did about, okay, sir. Okay, so I did about 250 kilometers between Creel and Chihuahua. And initially the first couple of days was quite mountainous and very, very hilly. So it was physically very exhausting. I got stuck in some rain, which is very unusual. Well, Creel, it rained almost virtually every single day, at least once or twice at different times. And so I was back biking in the rain, which was very unusual compared to biking the Baja in Mexico, like the Mexican Baja, where it was just like 115. And then all of a sudden the sun came out, and I don't know if you can see on the screen because it is this room I'm in a hotel is actually rather dark, but I completely sunburned my face and the back of my head because, as you can see, I have a bit of a new haircut. 60 pesos for this haircut, $3. First haircut I've paid for since 1997 because prior to that I always did it myself with my own clippers. And then on the bike ride I had a couple of hosts that either helped me out with clippers or were hairdressers. Yeah. And so this is actually the very, very first haircut I've actually had to pay for since 1997. It was $3 US. The other thing that I actually did while I was in Creel is I went to visit the dentist because when I was in Washington back in November, I had 2 fillings, or I I thought it was only one, but apparently two fillings popped out from behind my front teeth. And there was no way I was going to visit a dentist in the United States and pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And so my host happened to know, was friends with a dentist who came to Creel. She actually, her practice is here in Chihuahua, but she goes back and forth to Creel on the weekends to service the people out there. Anyways, so apparently I needed two fillings repaired, a cleaning, of course, because I haven't been to the dentist since November 12, 2019. And I actually had a mouth guard when I was in Canada because I guess I grind my teeth. And I believe I used to grind my teeth because of the stress of driving a truck. And I left my mouth guard at my parents' because I figured being on the ride would be less stressful, so I would stop grinding my teeth. But apparently I'm still under a lot of stress and I continue to grind my teeth. So she's like, you need two fillings, a cleaning, and a mouth guard.
Wow.
And basically the conversion was 230 Canadian dollars, which I'm estimating probably if I'd been in Canada would have been over $1,000.
Yeah.
For all that. So I saved about $800 Canadian dollars. And so that's actually part of the reason I'm in Chihuahua is because the mouth guard, they got to take a mold and then they send it away. It's all custom made for you.
Right.
So in the next day or two, I got to pick up my mouth guard in Chihuahua. So anyways, yeah, so I went to visit a dentist while I was also in Creel. Anyways, so moving forward, it was very hilly, a lot of headwinds, rain, you name it. So it was just kind of overall a demanding, physically demanding bike ride to get here. Yesterday I got into Chihuahua. Man, I didn't know where to go. And so I headed, according to Google, there was a hostel downtown. And so I headed that direction to see, because I figured that would be my cheapest option.
Yeah.
I get there, they're closed. So then I try a couple other hotels and they're booked solid because last night was Sunday. But the thing is I'm on a budget and I can't, some of these, I didn't realize it's actually a little bit stressing me out. Mexico is not cheap in many ways. I honestly anticipate by the time I'm done Mexico, per day, I will spend more money in Mexico than I will in the US. Yeah, which is really kind of crazy. I mean, we'll see how things progress as I go south because supposedly the further south you go, it does get cheaper.
Right.
But the thing is it's I have to buy all my food in restaurants because it's the only way for me to eat because they don't eat processed food here. You can't just get a can of chunky soup. You know what I mean? You can't get a box of Kraft dinner here. So I have to, I'm actually, I was about to say I'm eating healthier, but then there's a lot of foods that they make here that are really greasy. So I don't know if I'm eating healthy or not. But anyways, so the thing is I have to buy all my, which is usually tacos, which is usually about $5 per meal. Well, 2 meals a day, that's $10. And then of course you're drinking a lot more because it's warmer temperatures. And then the other thing is because there's a lot of cities, it's too hard to stealth camp in the cities because there's just so many people. It's crazy where these people show up. There's just, the cities are so, and I don't know if it's homeless, I don't know, there's just so many people walking around that there's almost no place to stealth camp. And then on top of the people, there's dogs everywhere. I get chased by dogs about 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah.
So the thing is it's so when you hit a city, you actually have to get a hotel. There's really not a whole lot of choice. Now, yes, of course, the hotels are cheap in the sense that this hotel is $16 a night, which for a hotel, that's super cheap. Yeah. Except in America, I wasn't hitting that many cities. So I would never need a hotel. I would never need a campground. I was always stealth camping. So it's a little bit deceptive in the sense you're thinking, oh, okay, $16. Who would get a hotel for that money? Except I never spent any money like that in the US. And now I'm paying for hotels, which I never used to. So on top of the food being about the same price, because it's $5 a meal instead of $3 for a can of chunky soup, I'm paying more for food and now I'm getting hotels. So I have a feeling I'm going to end up spending more money in Mexico than I did in America, which is a little bit of a head trip. Anyways, so I'm trying to find this cheap hotel yesterday. I'm biking all over the city. I decide, okay, I'm going to head, because then I realized, like, what am I going to do with a hotel? Because hotels, usually you got to get a room on a second, third floor. I've got my bike, I've got all this gear, and now I've even got more gear than usual. It's like, I can't be dragging this stuff up and down. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go look for a motel, because, motels usually have the entrance, in the parking lot kind of deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what happens is I'm biking out towards the outskirts of town, the opposite direction that I came from, and I hit a pothole. Now this is pothole central, this whole country. All there is potholes.
Yeah. And
so I try to be very careful, but of course, once you've passed about 4 billion potholes, eventually you're going to hit a pothole. So I hit a pothole. Luckily, it was only a flat tire, not a broken wheel. But the problem with the way my front rack is, I actually have to loosen my front rack to pull my wheel out to fix a tire. So anyways, this motel is only about 2 kilometers away. So you know what? I'm just going to push my bike to this motel. So I push my bike 2 kilometers with a flat tire to this motel. And another thing is, like I said, I don't understand the language, so I don't understand Spanish. And so usually if I want to know the price of something, I just do this. And usually they understand, they put the price on a calculator or their phone to tell you how many pesos. So I get to this motel, and so there's this woman outside. And so I'm like, how much? And so it was 250 pesos. But this was the thing. It was, how did she say it? I think she was in Spanish. She's like, por 4 hours.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, I think 4 is por. I don't know. I can't remember. I might be mixing that up with French. But she's like, 4 hours. And I'm like, hours? Like, that sounds like hours.
Yeah.
Like, who rents a hotel for 4 hours? And I'm like, she's like 200. So it's like, she shows me on the calc 250. So 250 pesos. Okay. She's like 4 hours. And I'm like, and then it's like, oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. They charge for 4 hours. Do I need to explain why they charge for 4 hours?
You better.
I think I better. Okay. So, I don't know how to say this politely, but I'm like, you mean 4 hours? She's like, yes. Okay, you got that part, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it the first time, but.
So you made me do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So she's like, yeah, 250 pesos for 4 hours. I'm like, and the thing is, I'm like, by this, like, I'm actually exhausted. I'm like,
yeah,
kind of like just burned out.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with that.
Wow.
So I got to fix my flat tire because the next hotel is like 3 kilometers further to go look at.
Yeah.
And then they wanted like 600 pesos, which is like $30 US. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I can't afford this. But now it's getting towards dark. I thought this was a 45-kilometer short ride into the city, get a hotel, just relax a little bit. And now it's like 8 o'clock at night kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what do I do? And like, now it's about to get dark. I'm in a city. I got no place to stay. I'm completely exhausted. I'm completely burned out. And I remember that there was some motels when I came into the city, which is actually, I go on my phone. It's 11 kilometers back where I came from. It's like, I don't know what else to do. So I bike 11 kilometers back. So like basically, I think my mileage it was a 45-kilometer bike ride into the city. I ended up biking actually a total like 76 kilometers yesterday.
Wow.
So anyways, I found this place 11 kilometers away for 340 pesos. So like I said, $16 US. So anyways, I'm exhausted. I really am. I don't know how else to put it. I am just exhausted. This is after taking like 2 weeks off. So,
wow.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. yeah, I'm going to work on blogs. My Wi-Fi signal was pretty slow at my host, so I really couldn't get too much blogging done. I got other things done, but no blogging. So I don't know. I've got to figure out what to do or whatever. But I'm actually exhausted. I never had supper last night. I haven't had breakfast this morning yet. So I was just too burned out.
That sounds like you need a big nap.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. It's like $16 a day to take a nap. I've got this issue. I get freaked out about spending money.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's my story. Sort of sticking to it. I'm in Chihuahua, like the dog.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll be here for a few days.
Right. So with this new skill that you've developed, making jewelry, what does it take to get the materials? Like, is that something you get?
I've got some materials. There is actually some more materials I need to get here.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking that would do me enough to get to Mexico City.
Oh yeah.
The question is trying to, because I mean, the idea is that I would set up my little table. I don't even know if I might even get rid of the table. It's just too much weight. Like I'm dealing with too much weight. Yeah. And so the idea, and I actually did visit the plaza here in the city, and that's where all the tourists kind of hang out.
Right.
And so I would just set up my table with my bike, just let people see that I'm like fully loaded on a bike on a long trip kind of deal. And that would attract people's attention. And so I would just try to sell some jewelry, and that would actually potentially pay for like some hotel rooms, I think.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I need to get a few things here in town, and then I'm probably good I'm maybe till Mexico City or something like that.
Right.
But the trick is also hitting these cities. And then like I said, I mean, yesterday was just so exhausting and stressful trying to find a place that it's like, I don't even have energy to, all I want to do is sleep. So it's yet to be determined. Like, I think it'll work out. It's just kind of an experiment, because that's the other thing is by selling the jewelry also is I'm just kind of curious as to how my interactions with locals is. So it's kind of a multi-experimental experience just to see what happens. And I suppose if it doesn't go well, then I just will stop doing it. Whatever equipment or tools I have, I'll just leave in Belize when I get to Belize or whatever kind of deal. But it's sort of an experiment that's yet to be determined how well it will work on my bike. Maybe it works really well. Maybe it just doesn't. It's just not practical. I really don't have those answers. We'll just see. But I mean, it's funny. Like, I mean, I get even on the highways, I get tons of honks, tons of waves.
Yeah.
And, and I mean, even in the city, like I met some, they came up to me, and then they were trying to help me to find a cheap hotel, and they sent me to some places, but they were all booked kind of deal. And he was telling me where to go get something to eat. And, and I actually had another guy, I was like on my way to this hotel, like practically in the dark, the guy slowed down, and he's like, he's actually spoke English. He's like, something tells me you have a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I get a lot of positive responses and people coming up to me quite regularly. Actually, cool. Many times, depending if I'm in a town or whatever, potentially many times a day, people will attempt to come up to me and communicate with me. Wow. It's kind of funny, I mean, I've been in Mexico since June 9th. And so almost a month, so almost a month, almost 2 months. I've yet to feel any kind of fear or danger in this country. I mean, I don't want to knock on wood. Who knows around the corner? But all these people that said Mexico is this dangerous place. I've yet to experience anything to suggest. And even though it's challenging to camp in a city, to stealth camp. I mean, I camp in some larger towns. I mean, I stealth camp I'm not that hard to find kind of deal. And I don't know. I've yet to have a single issue whatsoever from anyone. Period.
You said that a couple times. What's stealth camp?
Oh, stealth camping is just when I camp in hiding, because in Mexico, I mean, the Baja had campgrounds, but since I left the Baja, I've yet to see a campground anywhere. So usually
Okay.
that means that you have to kind of camp in hiding, or the idea is, so that you're not disturbed, you're not asked to leave, or, no one shows up at your site unnecessarily kind of deal. So
Makes
the
sense.
idea is to try to camp in hiding just to avoid problems. In fact, actually, speaking of camping, 2 nights ago, actually, I stopped at a restaurant to have something to eat. The guy didn't speak really, his English was almost non-existent, but he attempted to communicate. And then all of a sudden, he's like, he waves me. We walk through the back of the restaurant, through the back door, and there's a driveway that went alongside the building. And then there's a massive backyard in the back behind the restaurant. And basically, he was saying, like, you can set your tent up here for the night, because
Oh,
it was
wow.
getting towards the end of the day. So I mean, nothing but friendly people
That's awesome.
in this country. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Well, fantastic. Thanks for that little update. It's always great to hear from you, Ari, and we look forward to the next call. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and please share the video if you wouldn't mind doing that. It's just a little free way you can help to support Mr. Safari Arie here. So thanks for watching, and Ari, thank you.
Yeah, later. Bye.
Take care. Bye now.